Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. I am out and the day couldn't be much more perfect as far as this weather is concerned. I don't think it gets much better than this. Gotta be at least 76, 77 degrees, light winds, nice warm sun, nothing too serious. This is about as good as it gets. But yeah man, headed out to get what I need to pay these folks. I don't know if I want to walk down to the police station ATM like I always do, or go to Hollywood and see if there's somewhere over there I can grab what I need. I'm unsure. I talked to my boy T today. He's going to try to meet up with me some point soon to get the mail because it's really piling up. I told him take any political mail, anything that has anything to do with politics, throw it in the trash. I don't want nothing to do with any of that type of mail. So he could kind of eliminate a lot of it because I got a notification that they had sent me some voting nonsense. I'm telling y'all, man, somebody who's been paying attention to what's going on in Gaza, I don't want nothing to do with y'all political systems, y'all. Nothing at all. Democrats or the Republicans, I don't care for any of that at all. You can't guilt trip me into thinking I need to participate for any reason whatsoever, including the fact that my ancestors died for that. I do not want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The way the world is being run today by these Zionists, I don't want nothing to do with anything that they have anything to do with, other than the fact that I have to live in one of their countries, and that is exactly what this is. I'm telling y'all the truth. I was praying about that this morning and telling God how weary my spirit is after listening to Wizard Basan 1's cry out for help this morning. Frustrated, you know. It comes in waves for that. Running lights ain't smart. It comes in waves, you know, as far as what I noticed. She loses her hope and then she finds it again, you know. But this morning they had something going around of her just basically saying, man, y'all ain't done nothing. She just wants us to stop. She don't care what it costs. She just wanted to stop, that kind of thing. And it's just like, man, we're sitting here in our little comfortable worlds in this country with our celebrity worship and all the different things that we're used to and been used to for generations, and we don't realize these are the very things that need to be ignored right now so that we can save the lives of people who really need us. And it has always been this way. It's just that now I'm privy to it, have been able to see it for what it is. I no longer appreciate that for which keeps me compliant with the way things are going. I find myself trying to peer back from behind a wall of normalcy that isn't normal at all. Norms that ain't normal. Allowing people to suffer so long as I have mine. Capitalism and what that means for a lot of people hoarding as much as they can and everybody else not getting nothing. You know, paying attention to stuff like the Super Bowl and even my favorite Laker team and the music and all of this. And just the whole thing. You know, obeying the laws, rock the vote, all of these different things that make American culture be as it is, so that we can see stuff like that and not see the urgency to do anything other than comply to what it is that we do and feel sorrowful for them. Sorrowful, but not urgent in regards to doing anything about it. We feel so helpless. Yeah, we're helpless because we're trained to be docile. Literally trained to be docile. Not to make a ruckus, to fear everything that would otherwise hold them accountable for what it is that they do. And how does that trickle out to look like the world doesn't care about them? But the reality is, we know how to behave. It's just like a dog who's not going to bite anyone because it's trained not to. We are trained to not meet the urgency of these type of moments. And behind that training, we don't meet that urgency because we know that the consequences of meeting that urgency are going to be dire for us. And as a result, we sit back and let this happen to them. But if we were to go through what it is they're going through, we would want people to peer from behind their training to bite who's doing it to us. You understand what I'm saying? We would need the world to come to our aid to save our kids, but we don't have the ability to think outside of what it is that we train to do to go out and save theirs. Those people don't need thoughts and prayers. They need guns and bodies in place fighting the terrorism that's coming at them from wherever you are. That's literally what they need. But we're so trained to not do so that even when it's necessary, we don't dare. And that is the energy that needs to change, unfortunately, in order to save these people. And it ain't coming because we're all scared. But when it comes knocking on our door, because we've set the precedent that you can do this to people, we're all going to be adhering to the feeling that Wizard Basan 1 feels when she says, you all are watching this and aren't doing nothing. It's because we're a bunch of trained animals, domesticated in the sense that we don't know how to not be. Even when the urgency of the moment needs it, means that we need to be. And the notion that these people have trained us this well is insulting to my spirit. I'm offended by the fact that I don't see the urgency in not only myself when I look in the mirror, but in others to attack who's coming at them in this way. I'm a terrorist for daring attack the terrorists who are terrorizing them, because those terrorists have control over literally everything that would otherwise keep me in this space of questioning self for wanting to be resistant to the nonsense that's coming at those people. But yet the bodies are real, the babies crying are real, the traumatized people who are suffering these ills are real, but the resistance is not. Help me understand that. The resistance is not real. We're not supposed to dare question why this is allowed by governments, why this is allowed by people who claim to be good people and righteous people, but we're going to let children suffer. How does that work? We see the hypocrisy right in our faces, where humanitarian organizations are standing silent as children are suffering, as women are suffering. We see women's rights organizations not come to their aid. It's like our hypocrisy is in our face, but we still adhere to the culture of not acknowledging that hypocrisy with the urgency necessary to overthrow it. And the reality is, of course, because this is America, this is what we do. We care about American children. We care about American circumstances, American goals, we care about us, we about us. You listen to all the politicians coming out speaking about the shooting in Kansas City. American children were hurt, American children. It's like I'm only supposed to care about the people on my side of the fence. But when you look at the hypocrisy of what it is they're trying to fight, when they do the war on gangs, it's that very energy that they don't want us to engage in our own sectors. Care about my own people, care about my own. No, they don't want us to do that. They want us to gather around together in the sector of American politics. That's where we come together behind our flag. That is training. That is meant to make you only value people within that sector. And if they're not within that, with your values, you don't value them as human beings. And I'm telling you, selective humanity is why we're in a space where we can look at dead babies in our phone and still feel like there's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. But there's definitely something you can do. Because half this damn country owns guns. Half this damn country pours money into the taxes that are paying for those bombs. There's things you can do, you're just trained not to. You are trained to look at the people who are being bombed as terrorists or future terrorists. instead of the people who are terrorizing them and cutting down their children. This, my friends, is insulting to me. As someone who's been painted out to be a thug and a gangster by these same terrorists who've controlled the narrative of my people and our image and some of the things that go into our minds to help us view ourselves and understand ourselves. They've taught us who we are, and therefore we are who they tell us to be. And then they get to tell the world this is who we are inherently, when that has never been the truth. This is who we are. I am a shining reflection of what it is we are really about. In a sense that we ain't gonna let people kill people's kids. Whether they on this side of the fence, wear that flag, wave that flag, pray that way, that is not how we move. Let them tell it. All I am is a gangster, gangbanger, want to shoot people that look like me and don't give a damn about nothing, want to blame everybody for my problems, and ain't none of my problems in my mind, and all these different narratives that don't actually represent the spirit that's actually here. I am horrified by the things that I see. I am offended by the fear that these people are instilling in the Palestinian people. That is who I am. That is what I represent. That's what's inherently inside of me. The ability to see that I've been trained to hate me and be indifferent to others, and put my hand over my heart in the name of a flag that only cares about the people underneath it. And everybody else ain't people. They're some other type of entity that can likely be squashed like a bug or something. I'm not with none of that. I ain't never been with any of that. I always saw that as messed up. And we get mad at people who want to resist that terrorism by doing the best they can. Pharmaceutical companies, drug dealers, what the hell is the difference? How could we convince ourselves there was ever a difference? Pharmaceutical companies sanctioned by this government who funnels drugs into our communities, it's already been proven. Funnels all of these different things that we use to kill ourselves into our community, already been proven. And we allow them to tell us who is allowed to sell what. And the people who sell drugs over here without their political connections are bad guys, terrorists, cartels, or whatever. And the people who sell them drugs over here with a Zionist fucking flag on their head are good, gracious human beings with the right to kill children in other countries. This has to end. I'm tired of demons telling me who are my friends. I am sick of this Zionist world we're in. I'm sick of it. These people have been painting the picture of who I am to you for the longest. You don't know me. You've never met me. But if you walk down the street and you see me, you're going to automatically think whatever it is they told you about people who look like me and think you know who I am. You've never met me. Tired of it. I am tired of all of it. And this day, it has reached a head. And I prayed hard this morning. Hard. About what it is I wanted to say in regards to being tired and wary of the molded images of brown people, black and brown of many kinds. They keep telling y'all we are something we are not, and we keep believing each other to be what it is they tell us we are. We need to stop listening to people who kill children for fun in our faces. Because that is exactly what they've trickled down to be. That is exactly what this is. We are ripping the Band-Aid completely off because that is what they support. When we look at what's going on in Gaza, look at what's going on in Lebanon. They do not have any heart for the preservation of life unless it's the lives they choose to love. And that very understanding means that they are not fit to lead anything. I don't care how much power they got. I don't care how much money they have. As long as you worship money, these people are going to be in position to do this. And the moment you step outside of that training and realize they stole all the money they have, and that's why they're in control of all of it, you will hold them accountable just like they are telling everybody to hold you accountable for what it is they've done to you. and therefore funneled you into positions to do the things that you do that you shouldn't do. It's because they taught you how to do those things. It's because they've molded you and pushed you into corners and placed you in positions from which to do those things. And then told everybody else that you were the worst people in the world when they were in fact proving themselves to be since they put this damn thing together. Enough. Ain't voting for a Democrat or a Republicans. Both of them are in the same boat. In the same way, they want to compartmentalize human beings and shuffle them into corners based on the flag they wave and who they praise. No more. As I told y'all yesterday in my 11-minute video, they're gonna have to kill me. Because the older I get, the more defiant I become to the reality that they've put in our lives. That we have to chase what it is they tell us to chase and be quiet while they do whatever they want to do. That shit is over. That's over. I'm telling you, as long as I can think, breathe, and talk, this is going to be what I'm on from here on out. I ain't going to push this on to the people in my life close to them. None of that. I'm going to talk to you about this. It ain't about me getting on my high horse or nothing. I'm using my voice on my platform the way that I do. Their platform from which they control and try to silence me on. I am going to use it. And when God is done with me, He's going to take me home. However it go. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. What I do care about is all these kids suffering. And I keep seeing in my phone for the last 130 plus days. And I know it's been going on for 75 plus years. From people who suffered the ills of my own people 400 years ago. Said they're owed everything and were chosen to do whatever. And are choosing to do this with what it is that they feel they've been empowered to do. These people are not fit to lead. I don't care what they control. I don't care how many laws they have. I don't care how many people they got in their back pocket speaking on behalf of their interests. I don't care how many of them we love and have learned to support over the years, or what it is that they've given us by way of what they invested in that we appreciate. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, this is what it came down to. Is them doing this right here. All of it. It wasn't a big problem until we realized that this is what they were on. It was frustrating to hear them tell us that we shouldn't be anti this, anti that, and that it's fine for us to be belittled. I can live with that because I was trained to live with that. But this, I was not trained to live with. 30,000 kids? Nah, I wasn't trained to live with that. Nah, 30,000 kids dead, nah, in my phone. And I see a new body every damn day. Nah, they didn't put that into training. They didn't work that into the propaganda. They didn't show us how to be okay with this. You showed me how to be okay with you molding my people into being thugs and gangsters and drug dealers, for which you are doing the same damn thing, investing in the same shit you throw us in jail for. You taught me how to be okay with that. You taught me how to hate myself and love your wealth, love your celebrities, and be fine with all of that. You taught me how to do all of that. Put poison in my body, food, liquor, drugs, bad culture, put myself down. You taught me how to live with all of that. But you did not tell me how to live with watching these people, kids, die. That woke me up. Wait a minute, let me question everything else they've ever asked me to think. I knew this was bad, but I didn't know why it was bad for me. Now I realize the people who were investing in that hated me, hated children, hated Palestine more than anything, and were torturing the whole damn time. This did not start 75 days ago. This didn't start 130 days ago. Looking at people like Michael Rappaport, whom I thought I was celebrating in my phone, talking about, yeah, this is fine. Where are the hostages? The hostages? Where are the hostages? Mental hostages. Free us. Sit up here and see thousands of kids dead, and I'm supposed to be thinking about a couple of Israelis. Free us. That's who the hell the hostages is. Free our minds from this propaganda, this bull. People walking around like everything's fine, like this can't happen to y'all. You just as flesh and blood as them. You just as flesh and blood as the Palestinians. You just as flesh and blood as the Sudanese people. You just as flesh and blood as the Congolese people. We're just as flesh and blood. But because we worship money, we under their thumb, and they get to do whatever they want until they realize that they threw something in there that they didn't train us to be docile in the presence of, and that was the murdering of babies. Just because you didn't see them as babies, because you have a warped way of looking at human beings and don't mind the blood of Palestinians on your hand, does not mean that I'm going to look at that and not be traumatized for it for the rest of my live long life. You didn't teach me how to live with that. You didn't teach me how to be okay with that. You didn't work that into the propaganda. You didn't work that into the culture that my people are supposed to be fine with. You didn't teach me that. You censored that. Remember? You censored everything like that. We couldn't look at anything like that on our phones. We couldn't see any of that on our screens. You never showed us a dead baby. Not even the movies that you invested in, you showed us a dead baby. So why in the hell am I going to be okay with you killing kids in my phone? You didn't teach me that. So now I'm here to teach you something. Just because you believe your own lies about who we are don't mean that's who we are. Just because you've warped a lot of people into believing that this is okay does not mean that you didn't unravel all of that by doing it. You taught a lot of people to be fearful of losing wealth that they didn't have any business having because it was you giving it to them. And I know that. Because it was you giving it to them, they had no business having it. All of y'all who made all this money off of stuff that they invested in know that you are not due to keep any of that. Why? Because it's blood money. Just like y'all say about drug money, just like y'all say about cartel money, just like y'all say about everybody else who's disenfranchised trying to find their way to compete with these demons. This is unjust blood red money. Any contract you sign with these people, anything you've ever done that they invested in that made you rich in any way, you remember it's blood money. I don't give a shit how many Esquires they put on their name. I don't care how it looks to you because you've been taught how to look at them as prestigious individuals. They are demonic baby killing bastards. That's all they ever been. That's all they ever were. And now they're showing us the true colors of what it is they do because they're finally enacting the plan that they've been preparing everybody for as long as they've been moving. And I'm telling you right now, those are demons in human form. It ain't deeper than that. I don't care how much respect you have for them. I don't care how many friends you have in a group. It is what it is. And if you're rolling with them, then you cool with this. And if you cool with this, then they've done a number on you. They've done a number on you. Because ain't nothing normal about this. And the more and more I look at it in my phone, the more and more I post it. Children suffering. Children trying to make it. And I humanize these kids with the stuff that I see that shows them when they're smiling. Shows them when they're happy. Show them when they're playing. The more I understand the parallel between what it is that I'm doing and what it is that others need to be doing just the same to stop this from happening. We need to humanize who they've told us are not human and demonize them. And not be worried about the consequences of what happens when we do so. Because they're going to kill any damn way. They're showing us how much they don't care about people who oppose them. They are showing us that's what they're about. They are a violent people. You understand what I'm saying to you? Violent. While you sitting here docile, worried about breaking their laws, they are breaking their laws in front of you. The law don't apply to them. It never did. So how do you stop someone who sets laws that they don't adhere to? Who sets precedents for humanity that they don't actually believe? And they control all the laws, they control all the banks, they control all the money. You can't be a slave to those things if you want to stop people like this. You know that. You can't let that be the precedent for what it is that you live for if you want to stop people like this. You should know that. If a dog want to free himself from a bad owner, he certainly can't sit there and cry and piss. That ain't going to work. You got to start biting shit. This ain't the time to be docile. This ain't the time to be obedient. None of that. When we see humanity, we behave as humans should. This is what we're trying to preserve as humanity. And they're destroying entire generations of people just because they're from a certain place, because they have the right to, because they hate them for reasons that I don't even think they actually understand. It's demonic in nature. That's why they hate them. It ain't for anything else that they telling themselves. They look in the mirror and make it okay for them to sleep at night. Ain't nobody holding your damn hostages. You are holding hostages. Them. Hamas ain't trying to kill you. Hamas is trying to defend itself against you, and they have a right to. You're a terrorist. You need to be stopped. And if they were effective in doing so, it would save a lot of lives. Real ones. Ones that you don't define as lives because you only care about what's going on under your flag and what's going on within your politics and how much control you have over people that look like you in other places. Enough. I don't give a damn who hears what I have to say. Because at the end of the day, this ain't for today. This is for every day. This is for every day after this. So long as we continue to love money and worship money, the people who control the money will be able to do things like this in your face, and you won't do nothing but stay in place because of that money. They will destroy anybody they want to destroy, and they're going to realize that when you let them do this, they're going to be able to take this elsewhere. We don't like them people, we're going to start killing them off too. We're going to kill their kids, we're going to wipe them out, we're going to torture them, starve them out, all this other stuff that they're doing to the Palestinian people. If you think that demon in them that's doing this is going to stop at the feeding of this process, believe me, when there ain't no more Palestinians, they still going to be hungry for blood. This is what that does. You think they ain't going to take that to your country? You think they ain't going to try to wipe out your kids the same way? When the world has now showed them that they have a right to do this? Use your brain. If we ain't gonna stop them, believe me, they're gonna bring it to your doorstep. And they're gonna tell you America was cool with it. I'm American. I ain't cool with this. I ain't cool with none of this shit. Stealing people's land and then cutting them off and then saying they can't come back to their own land. No, I ain't never cool with none of this. I've been telling y'all this for years. I wasn't cool with none of this stuff the Zionists be doing. I ain't cool with none of it. Never was. They didn't have me brainwashed in that way. They couldn't. I'm a creative. They can't brainwash a mind like mine in that way. This is abnormal. This is norms that ain't normal. This is stuff that should have never been done. Painting the picture that people are not of humane energy when they pray to a God just like I do. Praying for help, saving their kids just like we do. They'll say they bad people, they're working hard. How are they bad people? Who's bad people is trying to keep them from reaching their highest peak by way of what it is they control. Those are bad people. The very definition of bad. Who don't have any feeling for their sadness, don't have any heart for what it is that they suffer. Those are bad people. Not people who are being bullied and then fight back. People who are under attack. Ain't nobody trying to steal nothing from Israel. Ain't nobody trying to do nothing to Israel. That's the funny thing about it. No, people talking about free Israel. From what? From what? You own everything. You have the courts. You have the minds of many people from many places. You control culture in the biggest country in the world. Sports, entertainment, all of it adheres to you, apologizes to you. When you feel the smallness of yourself to force people to apologize, they do. They don't question you. Nobody, who's doing what to you? You got the great country of America behind your backside, adhering to you. Who can stop you? What's a Hamas to you? Think about it. What the hell can poor Palestinian people, even if they wanted to be terrorists against these people, actually do to them? They control the water, they control the land, they control power. In many forms of power, mind away. Electricity power, but also the power and the structure of what they have. Who can actually hurt these people? While they talking about free themselves, from what? From what? You have everything. You own everything. Who has you captive? Where? Where? Show me where you're a captive, Israel. Show me. You control everything. How? How are you captive? Free Israel from what? From what? From the need for them to kill others? That's all I see. When I think with my free mind, all I see is a need for you to kill people. That's it. You want to kill babies. You need to be free from the urge to kill babies by way of the blood of those babies. That's all I see. I don't see nothing else. Because from where I'm standing, people can't even hold you accountable effectively. We can't even speak on this without being silenced. And I put quotations on that because you're not very effective in that, which I do question. I'm angry? Of course I'm angry. I'm watching babies die on my phone for the last 130 days. Of course I'm freaking angry. Why would I not be angry? But I guess I'm a threat. Not those in position to kill those babies, but the people who are saying, yo, stop this mess. I'm the terrorist because I want to silence nothing but bring life to everything that they're doing. I'm a terrorist. I'm the bad guy. I'm a thug. I'm the person you need to be flinching and grabbing your purse when you see me. Even though these people are stealing land and lives from people who don't have anything. But you fear me. Because they taught you to and you trusted them. And the only thing they've proven that they are to be trusted to be is themselves. That's all they've proven. That's all they will ever prove. That they only want to love those that look like them, pray like them, believe like them, and are under their flag. Otherwise, you're a discardable human. That's what they've proven. If you are willing to make them rich by way of your efforts and adhere to them when they feel like, yo, you need to get right. You need to apologize. You need to pray to me, basically, without saying it, because they might as well. They mess with that. Beg for forgiveness. They mess with that. But you got to apologize 4 different ways. Ain't that right, Kyrie? Ain't enough to apologize. You got to apologize this way. And then you got to turn that way and apologize. And you got to turn that way and apologize. And you got to flip backwards, stand on one leg and apologize that way. That's the only thing they respect. It's nonsense. You're trained to allow for nonsense. And it's time to break that training. Is what I'm telling you. Only the fearless can stop them. Only those not corrupted by the things that they control can stop them. Otherwise, you just gonna keep on making them rich. You just gonna keep on making them wealthy, powerful, and give them the golf, keep on doing this shit. That's it. Self-control, self-awareness, harness of one's energy, and most of all, knowing where to meet the urgency of what's necessary. Because we are not meeting that right now. These people need us and we're not meeting it. We got a lot of thoughts and prayers. We got a lot of, oh, I'm so sorry. But ain't nobody doing what they're supposed to be doing to the betterment of what it would be the urgency in regards to their own situation, their own kids being in a situation like this. Then you would have something else to say. Then the urgency is different when you're experiencing the pain these people going through. Then you know. Okay, yeah, now I got to pick up my gun now. Oh, no, man, I got to put my life on the line now. Oh, no, man, yeah, my business is one thing, but my business ain't going to stand because my country is going to fall apart. This is when it's time to start meeting the moment. Nah, you just going to keep on doing what you're doing. Until it's too damn late, until they bring that to your doorstep because of the precedent you set for allowing it to happen. No. If they chosen for that, then what am I? If they chosen, who am I? So I'm asking you, if they chosen, who am I? We ain't gonna let it happen no more, man. We gotta stand up to this. We gotta put our lives on the lines if that's what it takes. We gotta teach our kids not to adhere to the things that they control. We got to teach them to care about their brothers that look differently than them and always take care of the little ones underneath them. We need to do that. No matter if they wave a white flag, a black flag, a Israeli flag, a American flag, a Palestinian flag. If it's a child, if they're smaller than you, if they look up to you with admiration and say, can you teach me or protect me? That's your job. I don't care what the establishment is telling you. I don't care how many people agree that this isn't what it's supposed to be. That is your job. You know it in your heart. You can feel it in your spirit. You know that. That's your job. Big brother 3 years old, the baby's 1.5. The big brother knows his job to protect that baby. You don't need no culture to tell you that. You don't need to see if he's waving the right flag or see if he's on the right side of the fence or if his dad is white or his dad is black or whatever it is you respect. You don't need none of that. You just know he's smaller than you. You got to protect him. You know that. Don't let these people who are controlling the world and everything that you see around you have you betraying what it is that you know is inherently within you. This is what we teach our children. Compassion leads us. Compassion for everybody, except for those who don't have compassion for anybody. Zionists are terrorists. Israel's a terrorist state. I'm not afraid to say this. I don't care what happens to me for saying it. You can't take nothing from somebody who don't have anything. I don't care about that. I care about people. I care about the future. I care about the understanding and preservation of humanity. Not selective humanity, but full-fledged humanity. That is what a black man's on. Not what they tell you. Not what they put in my head to want to do. Not what they've told all my brothers and my sisters and my neighbors that I'm about. None of that. That's not what this is. What this actually is preservation of human life everywhere it's found. I don't care who you are. Preservation of human life. Protection of children. Upholding of honor and standards. Reality. This is not the movies. No one's coming to save you unless you be that hero that saves someone else. Then you are the savior. That is what's coming for you. That is what God gave us. Us. If you're waiting for God to come down and change the world, he's looking for you to do it. He's looking for you to step outside from within this demonic space and say, I see better and will do better against those who are otherwise trying to make us worse. This is the only way. You're waiting for God to send something. He sent you. Zionism is devilish. Selective humanity is devilish. Adhering to that is devilish. Being compromised by that, for which is Zionism, is devilish. And what is devilish is sent to intend to slave, destroy, maim, and make folly of such. That is what it's here to do. Look around, that's what they are. And the very essence of that will definitely want to silence somebody like me with a message like this. Why? Because they can't survive if someone is breaking down basically all of the nonsense that they're doing and disarming them of it. You can invest in hip hop for 40 years and you still can't bleed this message out of this black man. You can tell people I'm a slave, never had any worth, never will have any worth, and you still can't make me not see you. I see you. My God sees you. You cannot take my confidence from me because of what it is you control. I can stand in a room by myself as a lonely soul and still have compassion for others. You can't tell me not to love others. You can't force me not to love others and only love some because they wave certain flags and others, well, they can do whatever. Now, I ain't with none of that, never will be. You cannot change what is inherently in me. Because my God is real. His power is real. Israel is not. Silence that. BDF 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.